Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, all in crypto here, and welcome back, guys, for another ram-jammed daily cryptocurrency market update video. For those of you that are new around here, every single day at 1 p.m. we release a market update where we don't just cover the cryptocurrency markets, but we look at markets in general and we try and piece this puzzle together. So before I jump into everything, guys, and this is going to be a pretty important video given everything that happened yesterday. If you guys can do me a massive favor, leave me a like and a comment. It is greatly appreciated. Now, we are going to be looking at a number of things. We're going to look at charts. We're going to look at the dollar. We're going to be looking at the stock market. We will do all of that as we do in these meetings, but we're going to leave that towards the end of the video. We're going to just be looking at a naked, plain Bitcoin chart with a moving average on it and saying, look, where do you guys think this market is in? You will all know that we took a position back into the markets after being out of them for the majority of the bear market on the 5th of January. What a monumental call that was. And the bears are now running out of reasons to be bearish. And the bulls, myself, are continuing to get validated in regards to their buy. So we will cover all that towards the end of the video. Of course, yesterday was an absolutely monumental day, not just for XRP, Ripple, Brad, and Chris, but for the industry as a whole, as we saw XRP get labeled as a non-security, and we had official documents saying that it doesn't qualify as an investment contract. We're going to be looking at that because that has massive implications for the entire industry. Certainly, we know that actually altcoins got hit very hard with the Binance and Coinbase lawsuit, where a lot of them were mentioned in an implied manner that they were securities. We know that there's a lot of discredibility, that's not even a word, but a lack of credibility that is now being put to those claims given what's happened. And actually, we saw those coins, Cardano, Polygon, Solana, do very well on the back end of it. We saw XRP get relisted. We are going to start with covering that. And I just want to say, guys, if you didn't profit from yesterday's events, why not? I saw a lot of salty people, and I'm seeing a lot of salty people, jealous people on Twitter, on YouTube, coming out and actually bashing XRP, which I think is... you have a real lack of understanding with just how significant that is for the entire industry if you are one of those individuals. And actually, you should be happy for people. One thing, if you haven't already learned this, you will do as an investor and a trader, is you need to approach the markets with humility because they will humble you. I have lost thousands to the markets. I've also made thousands yesterday in the space of 5 hours. We literally made thousands. I put that trade on publicly. And ultimately, you know, it did very, very well for us in a short period of time. There's an element of luck in there, of course. I wasn't quite sure that the lawsuit was going to happen yesterday, but we put the trade on yesterday. And at one point, it was a 400+% trade. I think we closed it around about 350%. And we made a lot of money in a short period of time. You can do the same thing. The XRP and XLM trades were not trades that I had done the homework on and initially found. They were found by a man called Francis Hunt. The Market Sniper, you guys know, we're very familiar with Francis on the channel. We've had him on a number of times. I have a relationship with him and I'm also a part of his group, and credit is always given where it's due. That was his finding, and we actually have been saying for a while now, after he came out publicly and sort of spoke about why he thinks XRP is going to do well based on his own method, and said, look, this kind of hints at the fact that they're going to win the lawsuit, and we're very accurate about that, and my entire community was positioned for that in regards to XRP and both XLM. Guys, if you are not part of a community, if you are not part of, and it doesn't have to be mine, find somebody who's worth listening to and get on board with them, get behind them. We know there's doldrums in the cryptocurrency space. We know there's booms in the cryptocurrency space. You want to be positioned for both. And that's one thing that we do very well on this channel. If you don't believe me, please go and join the Patreon. Check it out. We've got a course dropping this weekend that is going to help you identify 4 stages of a market. And if you can identify these 4 stages of a market, you are going to do a lot better as an investor, potentially a trader if that's your game, although I do think most people shouldn't trade. They should stick to investing because they'll make the money in being on the side of the trade, and it's a lot the trend, and it's a lot easier. And we'll help you analyze this. So absolute credit where it's due to Francis. Big shout out to him, of course. Yesterday was a great day. We know that officially the SEC versus Brad, Ripple, and Chris lawsuit went in Ripple's favor. Ripple case is monumental development in establishing that tokens is separate and distinct from an investment contract it may or may not be a part of. Now let's make it law. So this was officially from yesterday. XRP as a digital token is not in and of itself a contract transaction or scheme that embodies the Howey test requirements of an investment contract. Rather, the court examines the totality of circumstances surrounding defendants, different transactions and schemes involving the sales and distribution of XRP. See Marine Bank versus Weaver. Each transaction must be analysed and evaluated on the basis of the context of the instrument in question, the purpose intends to be served, and the factual settings as a whole. So this is, XRP doesn't qualify as an investment contract. They also said the sales of XRP doesn't qualify as a security. You've got to think of the long list. Gary Gensler has done literally the worst job at approaching regulating the crypto space. He's overzealously tried to do it, and we've always said it's a power grab. He's seeing what he can get. You know, he's not actually come out and even said publicly that any of these are securities, but he can't even tell you whether Ethereum is a security or not. And we looked at the Hinman documents, we looked at Prometheum and how that's loaded answers. We'll talk about that just in a second because they're coming under fire. I bet they are sweating right now the kind of magical regulated exchange that doesn't offer any products. But this is just such a huge win. And you've got to think of all the cryptos I mentioned. Cardano, which we're personally a fan of. Things like Solana, Algorand, for example, which has been getting hit very hard. They've got their own internal issues, and we're going to look at that later tonight in a video. Subscribe, guys. This is, and we honestly care about you guys on the other end of the screen. We don't shill you anything. The only thing that I shill is my own group, which I think is 100% worth it. I have a Cardano stake pool, which you're welcome to stake with or not. You get the same rewards as anybody else. We actually have lower margins than anybody else, and it's a part of me being an operator of the Cardano network. We're also going to do a lot more with other stake pools, but that's still to come. You know, we really care about you guys, and we want you to make money. And I want you to learn from a lot of the mistakes that I've made. You know, I've been an investor in the crypto space for over 7 years now. I've been a participant and an observer of it since the Silk Road days. You know, we really care about you guys winning. And the bears at this point, when I said it's a bull market, I don't give a shit whether it's a bull or a bear, right? If it's a bear market, we'll be positioned bearish like we were in 2022. If it's a bull market, or if we think it's a bull market, or we assess a bull market is here, we'll position bullish. That's all we do on this channel. I know some people get upset because they're positioned against us. That's how the game goes, unfortunately. The market has to have both buyers and sellers. And this is just how it works and how the game is. So yesterday, looking at people getting very annoyed with this verdict because they didn't profit from it is quite frankly sickening. I mean, I've seen everyone on Twitter claim victory over this, you know, talk about euphoria, all the macro economists, you know, people like Raoul jump all over the XRP thing. I mean, it's comical, really, the Twitter and YouTube landscape. That's enough of me talking about that, but just be happy for people winning. This is a huge step for the entire industry, not just XRP and, of course, Ripple and the company. You now have Coinbase will re-enable trading of XRP on the XRP network. Do not send the assets over other networks. Of course, Binance deposits are now back in XRP. You also had Coinbase do very well. We have publicly said, and we went on a big macro guy's channel, and we said we would long Cathie Wood's ARK Invest, and we'd long Coinbase from here. And the disgust that we were met with for saying that, well, look, you know, we understand how markets work, where the stages of them are at, and what to look for, and we will arm you with those tools, guys. Things have done very, very well. You've got to remember, anyone that the SEC has now gone after, it's all questionable because they've lost this monumental lawsuit. Also, yesterday, you had the Congress of the United States. I'm writing to request an independent investigation into the unusual circumstances surrounding the Securities and Exchange Commission's decision to grant a special purpose broker-dealer license to Prometheum, a trading digital platform that does not trade digital assets. Prometheum appears to be nothing more than a Potemkin platform. Forgive me, guys. The dyslexic in me just wants to come out whenever I read. Operating as a timely talking point of crypto critics rather than a true trading platform for crypto customers. Take them down. The guy just looks slimy. You know, the whole thing looks slimy. It looks untimely. It's somebody trying to benefit from the demise of others and get on the right side of an overzealous, wrong regulator. Very happy that this happened. Of course, this was the XRP trade. Again, we weren't massively focused on XRP until Francis started talking about it and taking it seriously. So big shouts out to him. You know, I think people have an issue with somebody making money off the back end of somebody else's call. And you've missed a fundamental part of being an investor here. I am humble enough to understand that there are far better technical analyzers out there, far better macroeconomists out there, and far better traders out there than myself. Now, the way that you become better at all those things is by listening to the people that are better than you at them. You know, you got to remember, I am still 7 years into a trading journey. I have mentors, I have people that I talk to on a regular basis that have been trading and in the markets for longer than I've been alive. And we get some of these people on the channel, we talk to them, we have personal relationships with them. They're the people I want to learn from. And I have absolutely no issue with giving credit where it's due and saying, this person made a brilliant call and we made money from it. And that's Francis in this case. The guys are, we've always said this, a genius when it comes to the markets. Nothing short of, you know, I love critical thinkers and he's exactly that. When it comes to the markets, he's not just one of these ex-Goldman Sachs, you guys might know who I'm referring to here, gurus that thinks he knows everything but has got literally everything wrong. At the end of the day, guys, what are you trying to do as an investor? You're trying to make money. I know so many people out there that make calls on markets. They get some of them right, they get some of them wrong. They don't make any money. I would rather listen to the guy that makes money as an investor and a trader and gets more things wrong than he gets right in terms of publicly speculating on the market. But as long as he's making money, you know, that they're the people I want to kind of follow. And this was a bit of a fluke in regards to the trade. We literally put this trade on. I think it was about 14,000 worth of XRP with very modest leverage. Anybody out there that's posting 20, even 10x leverage trades, the 100x leverage trades, oh my goodness. That trade needs to move 1% to go against you and you're liquidated. 20x leverage, right? 5% move in an altcoin market it's against you. That's nothing short of gambling. I don't even go above, maybe 5x leverage is the maximum. And that's, I consider, very risky. And that has to be a diamond setup to even consider taking. 2, 3x leverage. That's all we play around with. And this was a very, very timely trade. Of course, we stopped it out at a little bit higher price. But this is how it goes. And again, credit where it's due to Mr. Hunt in regards to that. Let's move on to the charts now, guys. Now, we've done a little bit of bragging. We've spoken about a variety of other things. This is Bitcoin. What do you see here? And if you want to join the Patreon, please do, guys. We're coming up with a load of courses. You'll be able to buy them separately from becoming a Patreon member, but it does help to be a part of a group. Got websites, all kinds of things coming for you. Where are we? Look at this chart, and what do you think comes next? This is a naked chart. We've got a very simple moving average on. I don't think you can trade moving averages, but I think they can give you an indication of things. What do you think? And this is without all the technical analysis that we've done on the back end of it. Where do you think we are here? Because I think this is upside, and I think altcoins are further behind. They're kind of in this period here where some of them are just breaking and retesting and looking for upside. This is going to the upside. And actually, when you do other market analysis and you look at gold, we think gold's going to the upside. Dollar, we looked at the start of the week, has got smashed. Maybe there's this inverse head and shoulders here. Maybe it would give significantly downside targets, but we'll see. You know, we've looked at commodities in terms of inflation. We've got that absolutely spot on in regards to continuing to come lower and continue to drive the Fed. The Fed is still set to hike, but I think this becomes less and less probable, and I think the dollar might be suggesting that. Even though the CME group has it as probable. If you look at the stock market and how right we've been on this, and then if you compare the stock market with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's out of its downtrend against the stock market and gold, which we think are going to do well. Bitcoin's going to do significantly better. This is a bull market, and the bears at this point are becoming hopelessly desperate to the point where they're using humor as a coping mechanism, and I'm all for humor. You know, somebody said yesterday I was that shocked with the XRP news that my hair went. No, we just decided to have a shave. But you know, and I find that funny. You know, I'm all for humor, but the one thing that you know really I don't think is healthy, and I'm saying this more of a kind of development for yourself point of view, is being bitter and twisted when other people make money and coming out and trying to, in whatever way, you know, put a dark cloud over that. You will always feel like you missed out in the markets. I love fishing. Whenever I get a fish on the line and it gets away, I'm gutted until the next one comes along and bites, and then it's on again. This is how markets work. It's a good analogy. It's like waiting for taxis. One might go past. You don't really, everyone Ubers nowadays, but years ago you'd wait for taxis. One might go past, but another one will come, and you'll get in it and you'll get to your destination. That is trading and investing. It's a beautiful game. It's a game filled with hardship. It's one of the, if you want to become a serious trader and investor, and I'm still very early on the journey, it's why I seek out people like Francis and people like that I think I can learn a lot from. You know, it's more than it's the best self-development journey that you can go on, because you get to know yourself so well. I mean, you really do, because your flaws are reflected in your P&L, which sounds very crazy. But on that note, guys, I'm going to love and leave you. Stick to the plan. You know, you don't have to join the Patreon, by the way. I know we promote it. It's because, you know, I get more close and personal contact with people in there. But yesterday, if you didn't make money off that and you weren't positioned for it, why weren't you? Because you missed a big trick there. You missed a number of signs and signals that were being given to you publicly by a number of people. And actually, you know, people in the Patreon, they all profited from it. And again, that wasn't even my call. That was a call that was publicly made, not privately, by Francis Hunt. So yeah, on that note, guys, I'm going to love and leave you. Massive win for the entire cryptocurrency industry. Yeah. See you in the next video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, like us, appreciate it as a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one.